ask you something unusual. Why is it that one simple question can reroute an entire belief system? That's the power of something called an ask formation. It's like an affirmation, but with a twist. Instead of repeating something like, I am confident, you ask, why am I so confident? And that tiny change from statement to question opens the gateway to real inner change. This idea was popularised by Noah St. John, and what makes it so effective is its simplicity. We are naturally wired to question things. Our minds are problem-solving machines. So when you pose a positive question, even one you don't yet believe, the subconscious goes looking for evidence to support it. It's like typing a query into a search engine. Ask, why does nothing ever work for me? And your brain pulls up 1,000 examples of failure. But flip it, ask, why is everything working out for me? And now your subconscious has a new assignment. Find reasons why life is going well. That's not magic, that is neuroscience.
What you're describing taps directly into how the brain functions. When you ask a question, any question, your brain releases acetylcholine. This neurotransmitter sharpens focus, learning, and memory. It's as if your mind leans forward and says, let me figure this out. That's why askformations are easier for some people to embrace than traditional affirmations. When you say, I am rich, and your bank account says otherwise, your mind throws up resistance. It calls BS. But if you ask, why am I becoming more financially abundant every day? You're no longer arguing with reality. You're inviting a new narrative to emerge, and your brain is on your side. Now, this is especially helpful for people who struggle with imposter syndrome, fear of failure, or chronic self-doubt. The question format slides under the radar of the inner critic. It's like slipping veggies into a smoothie. The subconscious doesn't fight it, it just processes the content.
And we're seeing this strategy used by top performers across every industry. Take Sara Blakely, founder of Spanx. She often credits her success to asking better questions, not getting stuck in, oh, what if this fails? But instead wondering, well, what if this actually works? Or Tim Ferriss, who built his empire by asking things like, why do I assume I need to work 40 hours a week? And what if I could earn more by doing less? His brain got to work and delivered unconventional but wildly effective answers. Even Serena Williams used a form of internal askformations. She would ask herself empowering questions during matches. Why do I always rise under pressure? That subtle mental shift can mean the difference between breakdown and breakthrough, because let's be real about this, the stories we tell ourselves shape our actions that we take, and the questions we ask ourselves shape the stories we allow to take root.
Exactly. Let's go even deeper into the neuroscience for a moment. The brain's Reticular Activating System, or RAS, decides what you notice and what you ignore. Ever buy a red car and then see red cars everywhere? That's your RAS in action. When you start asking, why am I so lucky? Your RAS begins flagging examples of good fortune. Suddenly you notice the small wins, a stranger's smile, a surprise opportunity. And this shift in perception begins to change how you experience your life, not just how you think about it. This is the genius behind askformations. They train your awareness to seek evidence of positive outcomes. And once your brain starts seeing them, your reality begins to shift accordingly. That's not wishful thinking. That's neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewrite itself through consistent focus and repetition.
And the repetition part really does matter. Like brushing your teeth, askformations work best when they become a habit. They're not about saying a magical phrase and expecting your life to change overnight. They're about gently, repeatedly nudging your mind towards new beliefs until those beliefs feel like second nature. One of the best ways to use askformations is to weave them into daily routines. When you're out walking, when you're driving, folding laundry, or making your morning coffee or tea. These moments occupy the logical brain just enough that the ask formation can sneak into the subconscious and start to bloom. And you can tailor them to any area of your life. Need support in relationships? Try, why do I attract such kind, loving people? Want to boost your career? Ask, why do amazing opportunities keep showing up for me? Whatever you want to grow, question it into being.
Let's look at a few more practical strategies. For example, if you struggle with believing big, start with a question that stretches you but doesn't feel absurd. Instead of, why am I a millionaire? Maybe go with, why do I keep finding new ways to increase my income? You can also amplify askformations through writing. Keeping a journal of your askformations and jotting down evidence, no matter how small, strengthens the connection. Writing engages different parts of the brain and reinforces the new pathways that you're building. Advanced users even continue to combine askformations with visualization. So while you ask, why am I such a powerful speaker? You also imagine yourself commanding a stage with ease. That mental imagery adds emotional weight and helps lock the belief in place.
And it's worth mentioning, askformations aren't meant to replace every personal development tool you're using. They're a complement, a bridge between your goals and your mindset. So use them with gratitude practice. Why am I so blessed? Use them with journaling. Why do I keep discovering more about myself every single day? Use them alongside goal settings, meditation, even shadow work. But always remember, the power of askformations is in the doing. Consistency matters more than perfection. Don't worry about crafting the perfect question. Start where you are and let it evolve. Because here's the secret. Ask the right question often enough and the answer will start living in your experience.
So here's our challenge to you. Pick one askformation today, just one, something that excites you, even if it feels slightly out of reach. Maybe it's, why do people love collaborating with me? Or, why is my business growing so effortlessly? Say it throughout the day. Whisper it to yourself on your walk. Write it down before bed. Ask it while brushing your teeth. The more you repeat it, the more familiar it becomes. And the more familiar it becomes, the more your subconscious begins to accept it as true. Before long, you'll start to notice small shifts, unexpected compliments, a new client, a clearer mood. These are the signs that your inner questions are reshaping your outer world.
So let's leave you with the final reflection. The questions you ask yourself today are designing the life you'll live tomorrow. So what are you asking? And more importantly, what are you willing to believe is possible? Because the most empowering question of all might just be, why is it all working out so beautifully for me?
If today's talk sparked something in you, don't just let it fade. Try it out. Pick one askformation and live with it for a week. Watch what shifts. And if you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell, and share this with someone who could use a mindset upgrade. We're here every week with insights to help you build a more conscious, empowered life, one thought at a time. Got a favorite askformation already? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to see what questions that you're living into. Keep asking better questions because better questions build better lives. Until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.